Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping straight into stick fighting, specifically for self-defense.
Right. And we're using stick fighting techniques of self-defense by Masaaki Hatsumi and Quintin Chambers as our guide. It focuses on the Kukishin Ryu system.
Exactly. So for everyone listening, think of this as, well, a shortcut. We want to get you the core ideas, the real fundamentals, and some key techniques from the book fast.
Yeah, give you a solid understanding without you needing to sift through everything yourself.
Now, I know what some might be thinking. Stick fighting. In this day and age, it feels a bit, well, old school.
Uh-huh. But the book makes a really good point. Firearms exist, obviously, but a stick,
Yeah.
that's often something readily available. And importantly, it's presented as a less lethal self-defense option.
And they also say empty-handed defense takes serious skill a lot of time, whereas understanding these principles means even, everyday things could be used.
That's the key, I think. It's less about the stick and more about principles you can adapt. So our mission here is to pull out those key ideas and some practical techniques.
We'll look at basic movements, stances, and then how they apply against, say, fist attacks or kicks.
Exactly. Getting into the nitty-gritty of it.
Okay, let's start with the foundation then, the fundamentals. The book really hammers home the importance of correct body movement. It's not just optional, it's essential.
Absolutely. They lay out 8 basic movements. And what's interesting is the primary goal is evasion, getting out of the way. The counterattack is secondary.
Which makes sense, doesn't it? Survival first.
All right. Get yourself safe, then deal with the threat. It creates that split second you need to think, to react properly, gives you space.
And it all starts from a specific stance, here Ichimonji no Kamae. Can you paint a picture of that for us?
Sure. So imagine standing, feet roughly shoulder width apart. You're holding the stick, both hands, out in front of you. Elbows are tucked in, kind of close to your sides, below shoulder height.
Okay.
What's clever, and the book points this out, is that it doesn't look aggressive. It's quite neutral. In a real situation, that's a plus. You're not immediately escalating things.
Right, you're not posturing.
Exactly. And from that position, you can block easily, you can thrust, you can strike. It's very adaptable, a really solid base.
The book also stresses practicing with a partner. I mean, the practical benefits seem obvious, but what specific skills are they highlighting there?
Well, it's like any physical skill, really, especially self-defense. Reading about it is one thing, but doing it, that's different. With a partner, you develop timing, that instinctive when to move.
Yeah, that reaction time.
And distance. Judging distance accurately is critical, both for avoiding getting hit and for making your own technique work. Plus, you learn how to apply things, dynamically but safely, without actually hurting each other.
Makes the theory real, basically.
Precisely. It moves from your head into your body.
Okay, so stance, body movement, that's the base. Then we have these 8 basic movements. Let's maybe look at a couple to get a feel for them. How about basic movement 1, naname ushiro amoto waki uchi? That's a mouthful.
Huh, yeah, it is. Let's break it down. Nanam ushiro means diagonally backward. Omo waki uchi is like an outside side strike. So you're stepping diagonally back to the outside of an attack and hitting their side.
Okay, give us a scenario.
The book uses a right punch to the face. So as that punch comes, you step back and left with your left foot. Your right foot slides left too, just a bit.
Getting off the line of attack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you move, you swing the stick across your body, targeting their solar plexus area. Your hands slide on the stick, right hand moves towards the left end, left hand slides to its end.
So it's a coordinated step and strike, moving and hitting together.
That's it. You're evading and countering in one smoothish motion, getting to a safer angle while immediately hitting a vulnerable spot.
Okay. Now, basic movement 3 is naname omo waki uchi. Sounds similar, but forward?
You got it. Diagonally forward, still outside the attack, striking the side. Same right punch scenario. This time you step forward and left with your left foot, slide the right foot up too.
Closing the distance.
Right. And as you move in, you strike across their ribs.
So, movement 1 creates space while striking. Movement 3 closes space while striking. Both get you to the side, though.
That's a really key observation. Getting outside the direct line is crucial in both. And the book mentions this sliding footwork is common in most of these movements.
Right.
And also really concentrating the power in the last, say, 5 or 6 inches of the strike. That final snap, that applies to nearly all of them, except number 8, apparently.
Like cracking a whip. Makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, got a feel for the basic moves. Let's see how they're applied. Section 2 deals with fist attacks. There's an important principle right at the start here.
Yes, and it's fundamental. The book says your response to a fist should be pretty similar initially
Yeah.
to how you'd respond to someone with, like, a knife or a bottle.
Really? Okay.
The first thing is to neutralize the immediate threat. That means maybe disrupting their attacking arm, weakening it, or going for a throw or an arm lock, something to stop them hitting you again.
So control the limb or the person.
Exactly. And you use those basic evasive movements first to buy time, create an opening, and then apply a specific technique.
Interesting. So don't fixate on the weapon. Fixate on stopping the attack. Okay, let's look at technique 2, koshiori. Breaking the hip sounds intense.
It's quite effective. Focuses on breaking their posture. The attack is that right fist punch, again, probably like in basic movement 2, a direct forward attack. Your first move is step right and strike their ribs with the stick.
Okay, counter-strike first. Then what?
Then it gets interesting. You let go with your left hand, grab their attacking right wrist firmly. Bring the stick under their right armpit. Now turn your right palm up, extend their arm out, and step forward with your right foot.
Whoa, okay, so the stick is acting like a lever under their arm.
Exactly. You're using it to control their arm and start taking their balance.
Yeah.
Stick against their biceps, pushing down with your right hand, aim behind their right heel. That forces their upper body down.
Right, breaking their posture.
Then, to finish, you sweep their right leg from behind with your right leg. It's a judo throw, a sotogari. Takes them down hard.
That's quite a sequence. Strike, grab, leverage, throw, and there's an immobilization too.
Yep. Keep the arm straight, palm down, use the stick to press against their triceps to pin them. The book even adds a detail. Put your right foot against their neck shoulder area to stop them rolling. Very thorough.
Definitely comprehensive. Let's look at another one against fist technique 8, kochidori, catching a butterfly. Much nicer name.
Ha, yes. The setup here is the attacker is about to follow up after their first punch. As you move in, you either hit their face with your left fist or just cover their face with your open hand.
So you use your empty hand to disrupt them first.
Precisely. Create a distraction, maybe block their vision for a second. Immediately after that, raise your right elbow and trap their upper arm. Trap it between your stick and your own forearm.
Ah, so you cramp down on their arm?
Yeah, gives you strong control. Then you throw them forward onto their face. Keep hold with your right hand, but slide your forearm under theirs and bend their elbow as you throw.
So the stick acts like a brace while your forearm does the work in the throw.
Correct. For the immobilization, a couple of options described. Lean over them, pull up with the stick using your right hand, push down with your left, maybe pressure on the throat.
Okay.
Or, if they resist, change position. Put your left leg behind their left leg, thrust the stick against their throat, and sweep their leg to take them down again.
These techniques are really complex, lots of moving parts, all about leverage. Okay, shifting gears, section 3, foot attacks. How do you deal with kicks?
It's a bit different. The book suggests you might strike the kicking leg itself first, just to disrupt it.
Yeah.
Or, if they're off balance or on the ground, you might trap the leg. There seem to be fewer specific techniques for kicks, maybe because the leg moves fast and withdraws quickly. Harder to grab, perhaps.
Makes sense. Kicks are longer range, maybe leave the attacker more open if blocked. Let's look at technique 15, ashidori, seizing the leg.
Right. Attacker kicks with their right foot. You step to your right and use the stick to basically scoop their leg up from underneath. Trap it between the stick and your forearm.
So the stick isn't just blocking, it's actively catching the leg.
Exactly. Then you turn your body right, twisting their trapped leg, messing up their balance. Thrust forward with your left hand towards where their other foot is pointing. That usually throws them down.
In the follow-up.
Could be a stick thrust to their lower spine or using another immobilization, technique 14, on the leg you've caught.
The notes for this one mention some variations for the leg trap itself.
Yeah, it shows the flexibility. Once you've caught the leg, you could re-grip the stick over their leg for a tighter hold.
Yeah.
Like in technique 14. Or you could step your right leg out wide, face them square on.
Okay.
In that case, the stick end in your left hand goes over their shin, pinning the leg. Then reinforce it by grabbing the stick under their leg with your right hand. From there, hook their other leg with yours and throw them backward. Lots of options depending on the flow.
Fascinating how it adapts. Okay, section 4, wrist holding. The book mentioned a cool historical link here.
That's right, the Tesson, the iron war fan. Some of these short stick or wrist techniques echo principles used with the fan. It really drives home that it's about leverage and pressure points, not just the specific tool. You could use a ruler, a pen.
Encourages creativity, basically. Apply the principle based on how you're grabbed.
Exactly. So technique 24, Kari de yeme, constricting one hand.
How does that work?
Attacker grabs your right wrist with their left hand. If you're holding the stick in a certain way, like in figure 1, one option is Tekki 20 Ude Gaishi, which we don't have details for. The other option,
Yes.
use your hip to push the stick through your hand, so the end pokes out past your little finger.
Creating a sharp pressure point right against their gripping hand.
Exactly. Sudden, unexpected pain might make them let go, or at least give you an opening to do something else.
Smart. Okay, we've done fists, feet, wrist grabs. What if they have a stick too? Section 7. Techniques against stick holding. This feels pretty central.
It really is. The book's clear.
Yeah.
Your first goal here isn't controlling the person, it's controlling their stick.
Yeah.
Get control of the weapon, you gain a massive advantage.
Makes sense. Take away their tool.
And there's a neat tactical point. You could pretend to be wrestling them for their stick, focus their attention there, while you're actually setting up a control on their other arm. Misdirection.
Very clever. Okay, let's look at technique 49, koku, empty space.
Okay, scenario. They grab your stick, left hand to the right of your right hand to the right of your left. Bit confusing, but imagine they're grabbing across your grip.
Got it.
Your first move. Step back with your left foot, drop your hips, get stable. Then push down left with your left hand, down right with your right. This makes your stick go vertical.
Okay.
At the same time, cover the fingers of their right hand with your left hand. Press their little finger against your stick with your thumb. You might do something similar to their left hand too.
So you're trying to break their grip using leverage and pressure on their fingers.
Exactly. Then pull back with your left hand, bear down with your right, aiming the stick point towards their right hip. More leverage against their grip. The immobilization involves trapping their right hand and pressing your right elbow onto their face. Control the head.
And the book mentions a variation if they grab with both hands near the middle.
Yeah, makes it harder. It suggests maybe changing your right hand grip to press their thumb with your index finger, or using your thumb to force their little finger sideways to break the grip. Again, adapting to what they do.
So many layers. We've seen defenses for various attacks. Section 8 is just on immobilizations, right?
Correct. Names like Juan Ori, Hiji Ori,
Right.
lots of joint locks and holds. We don't need to detail each one, but the main point is these are what you use after the main technique works. To control them, keep them down, stay safe.
The finishing moves, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. Securing the situation.
And finally, circling back to the start, this isn't just about sticks, is it?
Absolutely not. This is a huge takeaway. The book stresses these principles: leverage, pressure, movement, distance they apply to everyday objects, pens, rulers, umbrellas, cutlery.
Yeah.
Understanding the how lets you adapt the what. It's about seeing the potential in what's around you.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive into stick fighting, key things seem to be that foundational stance and movement, the focus on evasion first, then disrupting and controlling the attacker, and maybe most powerfully, how adaptable these ideas are.
Definitely. This has just been a glimpse, though. Like any martial art,
Yeah,
real skill comes from practice with a partner, really digging into those principles.
absolutely. So here's a final thought to leave you with. Start looking around. Your keys, a rolled-up magazine, that umbrella by the door. How could the ideas of leverage, distance, or pressure apply using those?
Yeah, see your environment differently. What unexpected tools might be there if you needed them?
And if this has piqued your interest, definitely check out the source, Stick Fighting Techniques of Self-Defense. There's a lot more depth there. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.